Hello again, everybody. My name is Dr. Cheryl Meier. I am a psychologist in my day job. I'm here at my office. Today we're going to talk about relationships again. I'm pretty obsessed because I really want us to be free in our relationships. I want us to have them and feel good in our relationships, and everything's about relationship. You know, you have a relationship with divine love, God, aka God. You have a relationship within yourself. You have a relationship with your significant other, your spouse, or who that is, and with your children, with work, with the environment around. You have a relationship with politics, and we're not getting into politics. Don't worry about that. But this kept hitting my desk, and it says, "Lo, I am with you always." Right? And so that's our relationship with God. And you can look at that. You're always in a relationship with yourself. You're always relating with yourself. You're always... Okay, and we had a relationship with our parents. So let's go back to that. Hold on. Okay, I don't want to... Anyway. All right. So what happens, and I do this all the time, so this isn't picking on any one of my clients. In case any of my clients are watching this, I do this with all, if you could see all the files. Okay, and so I'm going to draw this pie chart for us, right? Okay. So what happens when we're in an argument or how we're communicating to other people? This is so important. If you just had this, like this could help you in every relationship ever. All right. And I'm just going to draw it really rudimentary. Okay. And so what I have is a pie chart here. And so, both my pens are running out. It's enough. It's enough. We have enough. Okay. So we have this one area right here, okay? And I have more pens if I need to. Okay, now this is gonna look really simple, but don't let the simplicity fool you, right? When we're arguing with someone else, we're like, hey, can you do this one thing for me? And it's like, yeah, can you do this one thing for me, right? What happens is we have, I just came up with this, I mean, I've known this for 20 years, more than 20 years, but I just came up with this idea of calling it our wants, let's see if this pen works, wants and wounds. Wow, that's funny that this is, I got lots of new pens in here, look at this, okay, wants and wounds. Okay. I'll draw it with the black Sharpie because, okay, so look, I like drawing it right at the time. Otherwise I could have this, but just so you know, okay. All right, like just take the time to be present with this, that it took the time, just be present. That we have our old wants and wounds from childhood, right? And so here's, let's say the guy, and here's the girl. Let's say if it's in a guy-girl relationship, we're just relating. And hey, the guy's saying, hey, can you pass me the remote? You know, the TV remote. And the girl's like, no, I lost it. And it's like, what? Okay, and so here's all your connection with God and all the inner work that you've done. So every bit of inner work that you've done is always worth it, always, right? Here is our pain body, or whenever we get triggered by something here, it taps into all of this. And so we don't realize when we're just asking for the remote that when it doesn't happen, when this thing gets frustrated, it taps into all of this old frustration of the wants and wounds from my childhood that people neglected and our parents didn't care about. They didn't know how to mirror that, how to be intimate, how to be present with that. They felt overwhelmed themselves. They kept getting triggered by, you know, here's a dad, let's say, and a kid, you know, I just wanted you to clean your room. Did you clean your room? No, I didn't clean my room. What? And so all of this rage comes out, and people don't realize, you know, because they look like a really nice person when you're connected to them here and they're not going into all of their rage, right? But when the rage comes out, then it's a different story, you know, and I'm not excusing any kind of rage, and I'm not excusing any kind of out of control behavior. Watch my video on be sober always. And I was given this idea of sober was like stop, observe, breathe, expand into this love place, you know, and then respond. That's always, because there's a verse that says be sober always. And so you don't have to have my same faith practice at all. I welcome everybody of all different, I want to equip everybody, you know. I think everybody is meant to have access to love, you know, everybody. What is that? Is worth loving and is meant to be loved. And we want to have functional relationships, but this is how they turn dysfunctional, is that, let's say these are all, I want to write that big, so we remember it once. I'm really excited that it came to me today. Wants and wounds from childhood. All right. Okay. So, these are just two different people, but wants and wounds from childhood. Okay. And so we can have compassion. You're going to have compassion for people. We naturally feel bad. I mean, unless we're narcissist and completely out there, and then you're not watching this, because I can just tell you, if you're a narcissist, you're not going to be watching this, right? Unless you're trying to figure out how to manipulate other people, but I don't think that's going to be happening, okay? They wouldn't have made it through the drawing phase, right? And so, so practice being patient. If there are pauses in my videos, use those as a time to practice being patient. It will teach you how to be more present when something's not exactly to your liking, you know, when I don't have these edits, so it's just back to back to back, you know. I know you could get more videos in that time, but more is not always better. Quality, not quantity, all right? So let's go here is look. When we go into these wants and wounds from childhood, we feel bad. That's what I was saying, is we feel bad for the other person that has these same wants and wounds. We recognize, oh yeah, I have all these and I wish someone would magically take them away. And you have all those and I wish someone would magically take those away from you. I definitely wish, so that you would stop acting out of your triggered self and leave me hanging, you know, and keep provoking, you know, through giving me triggers to my own pain body. It's called a pain body. It's in the book, The Power of Now. Eckhart Tolle does a really excellent job describing your pain body and how much identified you are with your pain body. Now, the more you learn how to be sober, like that video talked about, and the more you learn how to just be present. And you're not identified with the pain. You're like, oh, that's that person getting triggered right now, and that's me being triggered. And like, take a breath, observe, watch, don't act out of that place. Do your best not to write emails or texts or act out of that place, you know. And there's lots of videos about how, you know, you can tap, you can, like, there's different meridian points on your body that will calm you down, that will actually bring in, I did a whole TikTok on tapping, if you want to look at that, that bring calming, because your body, when it gets triggered, it's like a tiger just showed up, you know, you get all, you know, you're ready to act, you're ready to run, you're ready to pounce. And so So you really do have chemicals in your brain that unless you take a step back and notice, wait, I'm being triggered, you know, the sooner you can catch that and the more you calm yourself down yourself, the better. Otherwise, like they say, it turns into like a snowball. And I'm not excusing any behavior, because that's why you're watching this video. So you can take self-responsibility now, because awareness changes everything. When you're aware, there's a little bit of you that's present, and there's a lot of you that's triggered, and you're just like, wait, I can be present, you know? And there's a verse that's like, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So what you're doing is you're retraining yourself. Now, what you're also doing is, when we keep honestly taking these wants and wounds from childhood to God, to divine love, you know, Jesus said, and he's always teaching us higher consciousness. If you don't know that, Jesus was always teaching about higher consciousness because he lived in the highest consciousness. No matter what you think about who this person was, he lived in the highest consciousness. So you can understand, he's always talking about that, always. That's just like, if you are perfect love, you're always going to be talking about love. Oh, I don't have my necklaces on today. I wonder where they are. I usually have my heart necklace and my other one. Anyway, I'm always like, drop down from your head into your heart. So he's always talking about love. And so what I was going to say about this is, he said, my yoke is easy, my burden is light. He's like, what? I've heard Eckhart Tolle say this too, because I went live to a seminar of his, but he was like, you know, what you're doing by yelling at each other about the remote and just keep getting provoked into your pain body and keep thinking that you are this pain body. You're not. It's very strong, but that's not who you are. You are a soul. And that's why almost every video I'm talking about, remember that you are a soul. You're in a body. You're a spiritual being having a physical experience. And so you're not all of that. You're not all your wants and your wounds. As loud as your wants are like, give me what I want. You know, and I have lots of videos talking about that one principle of, you know, if you are captive to your desire, it's like, then as much as you are, I learned this from a man I love him, as much as you are captive to your desires, you know, catering to those immediate desires, that's the degree that you will step on another person to get those desires met. Okay, so you're not meant to be run by your desires. You know, I was talking a video I posted yesterday. I was editing it more, and it was just like, I had this like longing. I just wanted to be held. You know, it's just something left over from a want and a wound from childhood. I don't know what it was. I don't have to identify all of that, but it's just like, I can be aware of that want and be like, hey God, this is what I want, you know, and I don't have to like go on the street and find some guy randomly to just hold me, because there are plenty of guys that would. I know, because I've been hit on a lot. And so at what cost though? Do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to just be held and repeat the pain of my childhood, of that person just bailing and walking out of my life and having, and then just, you know, me trying to give them something to keep them around and all that stuff, you know. I'm not saying don't have holding and healthy like marriage relationships, like definitely like work that in, you know, but another person, even if I was married right now, cannot heal that in me. They could hold me for like a week straight and I could still have this wound if I haven't like gone in there and opened it up. For me, it's to divine love, to God, and been like, hey, let me sit with this. And it's not comfortable. We'd rather, if someone can just hold us in the moment, it feels like that pain will go away. And it does go away in the moment, just like if we go to a high, you know, an addiction or something. That's why they're called highs. They take you high and then they drop you like this, like that on the ground. You know what I mean? And you find out that low was not worth that high, you know, and that's it. You can be logical with yourself and be kind and compassionate and just understand right now today that low that high was not worth that low. That low was not worth that high. I want to learn what it is to be sober in my life and to start doing the inner work. And as I do the inner work and let God in to these places, right? Then that that pie chart gets transformed, you know. And I'll draw it here for us. And I'm going to wrap this up because I got to go in a minute. Oh, and I forgot to say, if people were on Instagram, they could come over to YouTube, subscribe. Well, you're already here if you are, because it doesn't, anyway. And so it's kind of like, here's the one thing you're asking for. I'll show you that. And here's the pain body. Even if there's a lot of pain still there, you become more detached from it. And I'll use the pink for us, right? All right. It doesn't matter how crude this is here. This is all the inner work that you've done. And so this is your pain body. But if you're detached from it, it doesn't matter how much pain is still there. As you do your inner work, and part of your inner work is identifying that, oh, that's my pain body acting up again. That's my egotism flaring up. That's me. Please, I just want something to take this pain away. I'm so used to just going to scrolling on my phone or getting something else to regulate me that I feel like I have to go get that thing. I have to go get whatever it is, you know, the drug, sex, rock and roll, you know, whatever people go to. Yelling, people go to yelling. That's a quick fix as well, you know, and anger and rage and fighting. Those are all quick fixes, and blaming other people is a quick fix. And so, know that that's always the temptation. And when we keep trying to give quick fixes to another person, like, here, I'll just keep bringing you a 12-pack of beer and you keep bringing me that, then we're back in this thing again, and we're delaying. We're just doing a temporary buzz over this, and then this flares up again, and a temporary buzz over this, and this flares up again. And it's like we keep like strangling the other person, not for real, but I'm just saying, in our psyche, we're like, why aren't you giving me the love that you first gave when we first started dating? Why aren't you doing that? Why aren't you showing up, you know? And it's frustrating, and because you feel withheld from, because that person is not meant to do that. When you do the inner work of understanding your shadow self, knowing that's there, and knowing you're not that, you're not all your old wants and wounds, but the more you've been catering to your own wants and wounds and demanding everybody else take care of your wounds, you don't like having them. You know, who likes having them? I'm not saying you're meant to keep living with them. When Jesus says, I came to heal the brokenhearted, he meant it, you know? And it's not just this person up in the sky that's doing that. It's like, I have Christ in me, and I'm a psychologist taking out my time for free. I've not made any money from this, you know, and I don't know if I ever will, to make these videos, because I want you to have love. And God is love. So God's giving you himself right now through this video. So we don't have that excuse anymore, because I have over 600 of these videos, and some of them are skating, and some of them are hour long, and some of them are longer than that. And so they're all out there. They're out there. I've been a psychologist for 20 plus years. And so I put them there so that we don't have an excuse. And I'm not perfect at what I do. What I'm just saying, I want you to have this love, and I can't fill it up like a drug. You can't just binge on my videos. You still have to take this and do the inner work yourself. But all my videos are teaching you about how to do that, because you're worth that, because it's not worth trying to go get this from another person and trying to go even demanding yourself to fix it all, you know. I have to just keep going, oh, good thing I'm not in charge of that. But Jesus did say, he did give us that clue when he says, take the log out of your own eye, and then you'll be clear to take the speck out of your brother's or your sister's eye, out of another person's eye. You know, I'm gonna bring this over. Oops, here. Is look, I love how tender they are with each other, no matter what your race or where you come from or anything. Because I'm like, wait, why doesn't she have dark hair? Just look at the tenderness, you know. And then I noticed she had like a cross on her, and I don't remember how I got this picture. You know, I used to just find free pictures in calendars when I didn't have money to decorate my office. So you can be tender with yourself and tender with other people, but do the inner work. Do the work of learning how to be sober. And I have 2 different videos on how to hack your life. Not hack, like chain, like that, you know, just like how to decode all this stuff so you can understand it. Because when you know better, you don't do better. And, you know, you'll know the truth, and the truth will set you free. And the truth is we don't want to keep trying to get someone else to numb us and trying to manipulate them to take care of our wants and wounds. We want to bring those honestly to divine love and sit with the pain that comes up. And then the pain will clean out. It will clean out. When we just keep numbing ourselves and trying to use other people and think, no, I insist that person has to fix me, you know, then we never get fixed. We don't. And we just prolong it and start resenting other people. And all right, I wish you so much love. Please share this with other people so that more people have access to this, because that's how the algorithms work. All right, and like and all of that stuff. And I appreciate your presence. Thank you for taking the time to work on you. That helps bring more love into the whole world. We are a ripple effect. I work on it in me. I teach you. You work on it in you. And you just are that. And I am that. And you get to be that. And I wish you so much love. All right.